Hello Easy Nation and welcome to another excellent top 10 video. Each month I pick a genre that relates to a movie coming out. So in the month of June we have Inside Out 2 comes out, which is a film that I really did not expect a sequel to be made of. I mean, I thought when I saw Inside Out, I was like, oh, I can totally see another one of her getting older. Maybe you add some new emotions, and we'll see what the movie turns out to be. I hope it's good because I am looking forward to watching Inside Out 2, but we'll see it when it comes out. So, but before we get there, we're going to talk about my favorite Pixar films. Pixar was, a company started back in like the 70s, was originally founded by George Lucas. It was then bought up by Steve Jobs and Apple. They sold it to Disney, and then they created these computer animated films, which at the time, which like you have Toy Story and Shrek, were the two movies that you're like, oh, this is what we can do with computer animation. And they've made a huge company around it. They've made some really good movies. They made some movies that are not my favorite, Cars 2. And some are some of my favorite movies. And some movies get very, very emotional. So let's break it down. My top 10 Pixar film. My number 10 is the original Toy Story. Toy Story, it was that first film that really you're like, okay, this is what we can do. The great characters of Buzz Lightyear and Woody, and how Buzz doesn't think he's a toy, and you are a toy! And that's kind of goes throughout the movie. Woody is trying not to lose Andy's affection, but realizes there's a place in Andy's heart for more than one person. And then you integrate the great villain of Sid, who just tortures toys, and like that moment at the end when they're torturing Sid, and then Woody says like, "Now play nice." And the movie is also quotable to infinity and beyond. My number 9 is Up. So, Up is a movie that I think the first 15 minutes of the movie is absolutely incredible. It hits you on an emotional level that you're probably not prepared to hit. And I don't feel like the movie ever gets as good as the beginning of the film. And that's just, it's kind of like Saving Private Ryan, where the Normandy stuff is better than the rest of the film, and you're just always trying to catch up to that, and we never are able to. I do like the moment at the end of the movie where he opens up the adventure book and when that line, she says like, "Thanks for a great adventure. Now go have one of your own." And I think it's a very good film. It's one that I've only seen it one time, but I did really enjoy Up when I saw it. So yeah, Up definitely deserves a spot at number 9. My number 8 is Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is a movie that came out, I think, in 2003. It's a movie I've watched so many times because they played it in school. So for me, Finding Nemo is a little burned out, but I do think Finding Nemo is a very good movie. The story of them going across the ocean to rescue his son Nemo. Marlin, he's a clownfish. He's kind of scared of everything. So him have to brave the ocean. And there's some really cool imageries. And also Ellen as Dory, a fish that forgets everything. Yeah, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And then I think it's a good movie, and also Crash, the sea turtle, is a great character, dude. My number 7 is WALL-E. Alright, so WALL-E is that movie which is a robot on the planet with he's just left on Earth, desolate. All the humans in the world are on this spaceship, all grown fat and lazy, and they don't really have any purpose. And then you have the droid Eva, who her and WALL-E kind of, I guess, fall in love. Sure. And the movie is a very, very good film. The imagery alone is really cool, and what it says about us continuing to strive as a human society and never giving up, it's also really good. And also the 2001 Space Odyssey references in this movie are really well done. My number 6 is Ratatouille. Ratatouille was a movie directed by Brad Bird, which I think this movie is absolutely incredible. I mean, about a rat who's just obsessed with food and wants to make food. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to end up with the trash, the leftover trash. He wants to actually make cuisine food and eat that what he would want. And then so him and this human, they team up and they make beautiful food together, which it's kind of funny. It'd be about a rat making food because And I think it's a movie that's very, very good. It was a movie that I waited a long time to see, and when I saw it, I was like, this is actually a really damn good movie. My number 5 is Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2, I think, is a lot better than Toy Story, and I think because, you're taking place right after the events of the first Toy Story, like the story with Woody, he gets himself sewed off, or taken by the Chicken Man, and Buzz and all of them have to go rescue him, and then you have the story with Jessie, who wants to be sewed off and sent off to Japan and tour the world, and because her heart was broken by her original owner who sewed her, which is very, very sad, and that montage it's a very sad moment in the film. And also the Buzz and fighting Sid, which has that very Empire Strikes Back moment, is very, very cool. And I think Toy Story 2 is great, and it really sets itself up for a really great finale, which there should have only been 3 Toy Story movies, but that's an argument for another day. My number 4 is Soul. Soul was a movie which is really, I think, the last Pixar movies. Wasn't the last Pixar movie I watched because I watched Turner Red. But I think it's the last really great Pixar film. Nailed it. It's a story that's directed by Pete Docter, who also directed Up and Inside Out. And it's a story about this guy who's never had his lucky break. He's a jazz performer, and he finally gets his break, but then he accidentally dies, and then he might be going to the afterlife. But then, as the movie progresses, he realizes it's not all about making it big. It's about the people that you're with and the people that you love, and also this relationship he has with this other soul who doesn't want to actually ever become a human being. The movie was absolutely fascinating. It was a movie that got released during COVID times that was absolutely blew me away, made me cry, and that's why it's so high on this list. My number 3 is Inside Out, another movie that made me cry, which I'm also really looking forward to Inside Out 2. Don't know if it's going to be better than the original, which is going to be hard to beat, but the second movie was just absolutely amazing. The story of these emotions lives in this girl's head, how you have anger, fear, sadness, joy, and fear, and we have all these emotions, and it's okay. One thing I really like about the movie, it tells people it's okay to be happy sometimes, it's okay to be sad. And all these other emotions are very great, and some really great quotes. He's like, "Congratulations, San Francisco, you have ruined pizza!" And I think Inside Out is great, and also Bing Bong. Man, that tore me up when I saw it at the theaters. Because, man, take her to the moon for me. My number 2 is The Incredibles. The Incredibles, for me, was that movie that it was a superhero movie, which was just, it takes a lot of elements from like Watchmen, it takes a lot of elements from like Batman or Superman, and then the heroes just stop being superheroes, kind of like Watchmen style, and then they go through this very long time, and then you have a great superhero villain of Syndrome, who wanted to be the sidekick to Mr. Incredible, and he was never allowed. He says, "Fly home, buddy. I work alone." And also capes don't wear them. That's just Edna Joy, who is voiced by Brad Bird, which is absolutely incredible. Brad Bird just knows how to make great animated movies with this Ratatouille, and even The Iron Giant, which isn't Pixar, but that's still a good movie. So yeah, I really enjoy Incredibles. The action is really cool. The characters, the family dynamic of, even though you have superpowers, you're still going to have troubles in a family dynamic. And so yeah, Incredibles good. Incredibles 2, not so much, but it's okay. And my number 1 Pixar movie of all time is, come on, it's Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is the one, takes place 10 years after the events of Toy Story 2. This movie came out at a time when, it came out in 2010, was the year I graduated high school. Andy was about to go off to high school. So he has to let go of these toys. Just like you have to let go of your childhood as well and move on to the next part of your life. And the moments in the movie when you also you have Michael Keaton who voices the evil teddy bear, which is absolutely incredible because Michael Keaton is the best because he's Batman. But then that moment when they're all in the furnace and they're all knowing they're about to die, they all just hold hands. You're just like, this is a kids movie for crying out loud. And then the end when Andy and the new little girl plays with the toys one last time, and Woody gets his later partner. It just this movie kills me every time I watch it. Makes me cry, and it's a movie that just I had some Toy Story toys as a growing up, and I watched the original movies on VHS a lot. Makes me sound old, and then the new one. The Toy Story 3 was just absolutely incredible, and it really ends an incredible trilogy. Do not know why they made a fourth one. Just, the story was over, and now we're making Toy Story 5 because you know why? Money. So that is another excellent top 10 video. Guys, what's your favorite Pixar movie of all time? Are you looking forward to Inside Out 2? I'm looking forward to it too. So check out my review probably in a couple days. So guys, what's your favorite Pixar movie? Where they are, comment below. Let me know. And guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up button, subscribe, see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.